Welcome to Egg Foo What? The first and only podcast about people eating stuff. I'm Mike Lisk.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to another episode of Egg Foo. What? Young Michael, how did you like my little intro there with the cheerleading and the
No, I
waving?
like that. I
Pretty good,
can't look
right?
at myself on the screen, but I see the hand gesture. I'm
A little
all for that.
excitement. Get a little excitement in there.
I'm all for that. Why am
Because,
I
hey,
always
I'm
on the
cheerleading. People forget I'm a fan first.
Yeah. But yeah, I wanted to just give a quick update on the my job with wildlife.
We've waited long enough.
Yeah, people have waited. I've been waiting. That's the problem.
That's no good.
There's been radio silence since I thanked the person for the interview that I had quite quickly after I applied.
That's like when I gave a shout out to Donnie Pizza Sauce. Remember that?
Yeah,
And he
nothing.
disappeared for like 9 months. He popped up a couple weeks ago, though. So
Okay. Well,
hi,
I mean,
Donnie.
the park doesn't open full time until Memorial Day weekend. So, but the window is closing for training. I've spoken to my contact who's actually working there now. And he describes a somewhat chaotic scene. Which is
Animals running around, or
yeah, and he mentioned that the person who was training drivers quit. Not the best
sounds like there's
time.
another job open.
That brings it down to maybe my inexperience with air brakes might have hurt me. I have no idea what's going on.
I told you not to tell them about your inexperience with the air brakes. I told you keep that fucking trap shut about that, didn't I?
I'm still Mr. Honesty is the best policy.
Well, that'll fuck you every time.
Well, I guess it did. Yeah, I guess. Who knows? I mean,
who knows?
there's still an outside chance. I'm going to leave hope alive, right? Keep hope alive. I'm keeping hope alive for another month.
That's all you can do.
If the month comes and goes as the last month quickly came and went, your old boy will not be interacting with wildlife this summer.
Well, not getting paid for it anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah, true. Yeah.
You think it's something? You think they listen to this show and they're like, yeah, this guy?
No, I have no idea. I mean,
because you said the C word last week.
I did not mention Egg Foo What during my interview.
Smart.
I think that was a smart decision.
That was smart. What if they love the show and when you came in, they were so excited. They're like, let him bring it up, and then we'll tell them how much we love it. And then you didn't, and they were like, who does this guy think he is? Fuck him. Was he too good to brag about Egg Foo What?
Mr. Modesty? Mr. Modesty.
Yeah.
That's
he's too good for Egg Foo What? Fuck
yeah.
him. Maybe. That's just a theory. I'm just saying to put it out there. Well,
so it's
my fingers are still crossed for
fingers
you.
Crossed, who knows? But
it does sound like it is an unusual shakeup with the driver, the teacher or something, right?
So yeah, no, I mean it's probably the worst timing, so
yeah.
My contact was telling me it's somewhat chaotic, even just working a couple weekends he's worked, where they'll bring somebody in and then that guy stands around for 5 hours. He doesn't even drive.
How do I get that job?
Yeah. So
that is Jersey, huh?
That is my experience that's my experience at these at these stadium jobs I had, where the middle management or the management is just so incompetent that you can't believe it, considering how much money they're raking in. They can't get good help. I don't know if it's because it's not like a full-time position. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I was shocked at some of the things that I went through working at PNC. Well, PNC in particular. But I don't know.
Are we not going to come out and say it's probably the mob?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with the mob.
I saw The Sopranos 3 times.
It has.
So I know what I'm. Come on now.
Incompetent middle managers. But I haven't been there since the pandemic, I think they may have had a lot of time to fix things, and maybe it's a better situation now. So I can't really say my views are up to date. But yeah, no, I saw a lot of chaos. And when my contact said the word chaos, that he brought it up. I was like, uh-oh. You gotta, I'm too old to
I don't want chaos. I don't want my safari parks to be where I find chaos. Now,
yeah.
is that person the official contact? Has it reached out yet though? Like,
No, the people I interviewed with or who emailed me initially, they haven't contacted me since, you know.
sounds like Lauren Michael. You always hear about when you interview, you go on Saturday Night Live. Afterwards, you have no idea whether you got the job or not. You eventually have to guess after a couple of weeks. That's like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, well, it's been a couple
Maybe Lauren
weeks.
Michaels is the boss behind the safari park. Did you even think to look at that?
No, I didn't check that out.
Well, maybe show up in like a you and I can come as the Night of Rock, the Roxbury guys, and impress them, and then say, you know what, you're in.
Yeah.
Why do I have to think of everything?
I don't know.
Well,
I saw you try to go viral this week with your
try to go viral.
stuffing
By
video.
going viral, you mean I tried to desperately churn out as much content for the Mike List machine that has to immediately start over the second we're done here tonight? Then yeah.
Yeah, I saw your stuffing video. It was a valiant effort. The editing,
oh boy.
the editing was quite interesting. The captioning maybe not as on point.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me get my notes. This is great feedback.
But here's an idea that I may have.
Dude.
I don't know if it may have occurred to you.
Is that idea for you to fucking do it?
No, I'm not doing it.
Oh,
but
okay. Then by all means,
you know, I want to give you free reign, Greg. I want you to.
That is grace. That is great.
I want you to succeed and fail as need be. You know,
Always teaching.
You're on the pathway. It's your pathway.
I hate you now, but I'll love you later.
It's your pathway. It's not mine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Did it ever occur to you maybe this would have been a good video to do, say around Thanksgiving?
No, it did not.
When people,
you know what my problem is?
People are actually eating stuffing.
People eat stuffing year round.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't. I certainly don't. I don't eat stuffing year round.
I don't really much anymore, but as a kid, I would. Yeah. But
yeah,
it looks on the video. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I commented that my mother, you know, my mother made great stuffing. You know, it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But she tried to, maybe say during the year, she felt like maybe I could put over this stovetop stuffing on the kids. And it just didn't go over. Maybe, I mean, it was just very dry. That's what I remember of the experience.
That's the thing. I learned when I was a kid, because part of what you saw in the video, I fear it may feel like I was really shitting on Wegmans. If I'm being 100% honest, the difference between the Wegmans and the stovetop wasn't tremendous. Okay. Other than the Wegmans looked pale and weird. Taste-wise, it wasn't a huge difference. I think there's a little Proustian Madeleine cookie going on with me, because when I was a kid, every Sunday dinner, you like that?
Well, you haven't said it in a while, so I like when it comes back up. You know.
Thank you. I like
one of your signature catchphrases.
I like to give the person what they want. That's a T-shirt. Write that down. When I was a kid, for Sunday dinner, like the standard Sunday dinner on a good Sunday was roast chicken, mashed potatoes, stovetop stuffing, like peas, and then apple pie. Nice. Did I say mashed potatoes? Yes.
Yeah, no, that's a nice Sunday. Yeah.
And I was, at some point, I became of age where I was in charge of the stuffing. I was stuffing boy.
All right.
And if you could take a break from popping your mouth off about dry or not dry stovetop, and you would have learned something. The trick is not a lot of water. because you don't want it too some all butter. Did you see the blocks of butter I had in there?
Okay,
And
so
let me
that's
tell you something.
more than it calls for.
I don't measure, Mike. I'm an artist.
Well, what does the box say?
I don't know. Well,
Okay.
I also didn't have a measuring cup. I forgot to buy a measuring cup, so I had to guess the water. But after all these years as stuffing boy, I still got it. So stovetop, it was a little
Stuffing boy.
better. Wasn't I fear I may have been a little insulting to Wegmans. I shouldn't have been. But that little bit from the childhood nostalgia puts it over the top a little bit. And I'll
Mhm.
say this.
Yeah.
If I had to pick four desert island foods that I like to make and eat and have a strong desire to put in everything, it's stovetop stuffing. I should have saved that for last, since now you have no. Well, no, that's true. I should have put that first. Stovetop, scrambled eggs, bumblebee tuna fish. Did I say four?
Yeah.
Shit. What's my four?
Meatballs. Meatballs.
No, shit. No, maybe it's just bumblebee and stovetop. I'm missing one.
Okay.
But it was a delight to shoot and eat. There were no losers in that contest. I enjoyed more people to do more with stovetop stuffing or any stuffing on a daily basis. That and soft butter, soft room temperature butter, and that are my raison d'etre for 2024.
Why don't you just call it armpit butter?
You could call it armpit butter. That's only in an emergency.
What did you eat with all that stuffing?
Just the stuffing.
You just ate stuffing, a stuffing dinner.
Yeah. And let me tell you, I thought I was going to be, I had like a bite or two to taste and judge, put it in a Tupperware. I said, I'll save that for lunch tomorrow. An hour later, I'd hoovered it all up. It was good.
Now, there's no meat in any of those. There's no sausage.
No.
No.
I didn't know anything about sausage stuff until I was like 35 years old.
Yeah. Well,
Same thing with ice cream cake.
I'm sorry you were deprived.
Well,
Ice cream cake. You didn't know about ice cream cake until you were 35?
Till my 35th birthday.
Holy cow.
I was angry what are you motherfuckers been hiding this shit for?
And it was Carvel? Was it Carvel that was your first? The
I don't
French
know
Bordeaux?
I mean, it was in Brooklyn, so it might have been Carvel.
But yeah. Had the crumblies in it?
Yeah.
The French Bordeaux. They called it the French Bordeaux. Is that correct? I don't know. I just remember the Carvel commercials from when I was a kid, and they called that French Bordeaux.
Huh.
What's Bordeaux mean?
I mean, I'm not a wine expert, but it's a region in France where Bordeaux wine comes from.
Okay, so they wanted to like
that's weird.
Make us think of wine when we're thinking of an ice cream cake.
I guess maybe they're thinking like it's not elite ice cream. It's really good ice cream.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, those are my two. I'm gonna stovetop and soft room temperature butter, preferably Kelly Gold. So. Now, did you like my grilled cheese video? Wasn't that this week as well?
Oh yeah, no, you've been very, very busy. I hand
What's
that to you.
Excuse me?
You've been very busy. Yeah. I've got another item after we talk about the grilled cheese. The grill, yeah, your videos are fine. I mean, you're sitting here.
Hold on. Videos, fine.
I mean, there's editing involved, so you're clearly putting in the effort. I hope it didn't take all day. How long does that take?
It didn't take long.
No, okay.
And yeah, that editing is pretty minimal. So
okay.
If it all took an hour or two, I'd be surprised.
Because I've done some sound editing and it's just very laborious and time consuming, and so if you're doing that with a video, it's probably the same thing. So
well, it's like anything fun, creative. You're excited to start it.
Yeah.
Then it becomes work. Then as it's ending, you're excited about it again. So, but how about that crunch at the end of that grilled cheese?
Yeah, nice.
I was surprised myself. I was shocked.
I commented on the how the bread wasn't lined up.
I fucked up.
Is that the way you prefer? I thought maybe that was your style, signature.
I flipped wrong, and then I tried to fix it. I couldn't fix it, so
No, you're right. Once it starts melting and the bread's off, I mean,
what can you
yeah,
do?
you're gonna mess the sandwich up. So
Yeah,
I
and it
understand the problem.
was delightful.
Yeah.
I may tell the audience who, for some reason, hasn't watched this, as Mike calls it, viral video. It occurred to me.
Has it hit double digits yet?
Oh, it's let me check the numbers. 18 million. I do. It occurred to me, put the cold hard butter in the pan
Uh-huh.
in the warm room temperature, armpit butter if need be, on the bread. Boom. This was the best grilled cheese sandwich I've ever made. And the difference between that crunch and any other grilled cheese I've ever made, I want to say I've ever had, but I don't want to brag that much, is it's like the AAA to the major leagues.
Yeah. I mean, when I've gone through periods where I'm making grilled cheese sandwiches, hard times. But everybody's been there, right? I eat spaghetti every night. I
I
start
used to be
making
terrible. I used
I
to be
start
terrible
making
at grilled
grilled
cheese.
cheese sandwiches every other night.
Yeah.
But my style, I don't throw any this you might take note here because you're a butter guy, and I would think conserving butter would be a thing you appreciate. Um, I don't put any butter in the pan. The butter is on both sides of the bread of the sandwich. And so when you flop it down, it starts melting. I keep the flame down low. I don't have high heat going.
Really?
So the butter is melting and it's spreading.
Well, how good is your pan? You have to have a good pan for that.
Yeah, I mean, the pans are pretty good.
All right, well, don't brag about it.
I'm not scorching. I'm not, it's not turning into this scorched pan where you got to scrub it to death. I know what you're talking about. You don't want one of those pans. What's
Well, you say
the line, the one that sort of has the black and it's sort of
right,
lined?
yeah.
What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, shit. No, I forgot. I don't know.
Something about the pan. No, not coming back.
Not coming back.
Lost to
I
eternity.
I used to be terrible at making grilled cheese sandwiches. I don't know why I would put too much butter on, not enough. The bread would tear, whatever. But I know what it is. You said you start out low.
Yeah.
I've always thought the opposite, kind of sear the outside.
Yeah, but when you sear that way, you're almost guaranteed. I don't like a black bread.
Did you see any black on my perfect?
No, yours was a good color. You want golden. You want the golden color.
And did you hear that crunch?
I heard the crunch.
Oh, young Mike.
What is this? The Barstool. By the way, have I commented? That guy's annoying. I just don't like that guy. There's something about him. And you can get a good pizza that flops.
On my Barstool?
Yeah, Portnoy. What's his first name?
Dave Portnoy.
Dave Portnoy. His whole thing. He's judging pizzas whether the slice flops or not. You can get a slice that kind of flops, and it's not a bad slice.
Yeah.
So there's something faulty in his whole theory there. I like a crunchy slice, but I've had good slices that are kind of soft and they're tasty too, So the whole thing that he does, I'm like, really? So no wonder people like some of these guys at these pizzerias get pissed off at him because he's got so many followers and he's going to wreck their business.
It is crazy how he can kind of stroll into your business and destroy it.
Yeah.
If you want. Because I got to tell you, I don't think I knew it. I don't think I'd really heard of him or Barstool. But then the second I sniff out Barstool, I was like, I'm not into that. They just seem scummy or whatever. That's a harsh word, but whatever. I'm not into that bro-y, whatever. But I did stumble into the pizza reviews. And man, I watched so many of those fucking things. It got to where I could watch like a little tiny bit of it and instantly guess what his score was going to be. And I was right a lot of the time, within like 0.1 or something.
And it all comes down to the flop though, pretty much, right? And the crunch, flop and crunch. That's it.
That's part of the shtick. But then I watched so much of it, I kind of got burnt out, and I probably haven't watched one in like a year or so. I think I just got to the point where, well, they're all kind of the same. They're all like within unless one's terrible.
Right.
Or the Faros was the number one last time I checked. It was his favorite. So.
Where's that?
Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn. Yeah.
It's usually like a number one on the list of like. It's one of those. The guy's 9,000 years old. He makes all the pies himself. I think. Like
yeah, I don't think I ever went to that one. Where was that?
It's way down. I never got to it either. It's like a 45-minute ride on the J train.
I used to go to. I didn't even know it had such a great reputation. I mean, I was lucky to work near some really good pizzerias in New York. I worked near Madison Square Garden, Suprema. I always mispronounce it, or Supreme Pizza, right across from Madison Square Garden.
You have a problem pronouncing Supreme?
Well, I don't know. I used to think it was Supreme, but then I think it's Suprema. Is that an Italian word?
You're
for
trying to over-Italianize it.
I think it is Suprema, though. I think I was calling it Supreme Pizza for many years, and then somebody corrected me. And then I worked near, what is it, John's on Carmine Street. Did you ever go to that one? There's no seats. It's like a tiny little walk-in place. It was near West Group, near 6th Avenue. Do you know that one? Did I go out? I think my signal went out.
Yeah, I think your signal's going in and out.
Okay. I think I mixed up two there. I said John's. I meant the one that I was talking about was Carmine's.
Well, there's a million Carmines. Which one are you talking about?
But it's literally on Carmine Street.
Oh.
And yeah, that was a good one. And that always makes near the top. And then John's Pizza, which is more like a restaurant,
I only went to John's once, I think. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think I remember going there with a group of us.
Yeah.
We went there.
Very great. I can't remember what my favorite slice was now. I mean, it's too much of it. I never got to DeFara's. I always wanted to. And yeah, the guy either just finally retired or he died. I can't remember which one. But so yeah, I guess that's not gonna happen. But.
And when I was going to school, it was Ben's, and it's Ben's. I think is still going on West 3rd Street. They had a great Sicilian slice. The last time I stopped there, it wasn't quite the same. Over time, the change of personnel, things change.
Yeah, saving a couple shekels with shitty ingredients. That's how it always goes.
Yeah. But I also saw you did a little social media about the trail mix, right?
Yeah.
Was that just a photo?
Was that this week too? I mean, how fucking busy was I? I was a little beaver this week.
Yeah, and I got another item. Yeah, I got a whole checklist here. We're gonna go right down it.
Oh.
So yeah, did you just try the one? It was Wegmans.
Yeah.
And
what was it? I've had that a couple times.
And
yeah, it's just, but this was the first time I just fully separated them all out to see how absurd it is.
Okay.
I mean, come the fuck on. Yeah. That was half of it is raisins.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe most people, unless they're specifically buying raisins, love raisins that much. If you want raisins that much, you would have fucking bought raisins. Right?
Yeah, true. But I'm not a raisin hater. I went to my quick check.
Spicy nuts and Cajun sticks.
And somebody had commented on yours that yeah, they see the word Cajun and they're ready. And I'm kind of along those lines. But Cajun and spicy nuts, that's a no-brainer.
That's not.
And
but that's not a trail mix, right?
As you can see. No, it says trail mix.
Oh, it says it, so it must be. Okay.
No, well, that's what we were talking about.
I can dunk on an 11-foot rim.
Anything goes in the
trail mix. No rules for trail mix.
Yeah, trail mix. Yeah, where's the rules?
Like what's the minimum number of different things for it to be a trail?
No,
it can't be 2.
Yeah, I mean it's like the word natural, right? Everything wants to be natural. What does that mean? It's meaningless. So trail mix is kind of meaningless, especially and we talked about this. Especially when it starts mixing with candy.
I do love M&Ms though. I love. Let me tell you something. The best
peanut butter chocolate trail mix.
Let me see that. Hold it up, because I found. Hold up a
It's
little bit.
good. It's good, man. I
Scoop it up a
really
little bit.
enjoyed it.
Maybe I'll look for that. I have discovered in one of these trail mixes I've stumbled in. I have to look at it when I get those tiny little peanut butter cups.
Really?
I don't know how they do it. They're
In a
like
trail mix.
throwing in one of these versions of trail mix. Uh, they're like tiny. You look at it and you're like, this cannot be a full piece of chocolate with a set amount of peanut butter in it, like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Mm-hmm.
They are, in a word, delightful.
Is it a collaboration with Reese's?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I don't think it's Reese's.
No.
I'm gonna have to go look out. I'll post it.
Yeah,
They're
because
unbelievable.
this is a collaboration. These are M&Ms in this planners thing.
M&M's is in a lot of trail mix. They kind of, I don't want to break your heart, but they kind of flew themselves around the trail mix town, if you know what I mean.
Well, I'll get
No
to this
scruple.
subject later, but it's a trend that I've commented on before that I don't like, where they're just combining shit now.
Everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
it's just like
That's right.
ice cream with candy in it, ice cream with cookies. You
Mhm.
know, once the cat was out of the bag, and it keeps going. There's no end in sight. I might as well just bring it up. I mean, I just saw an article about
Hold on. Time
or
out though. Hold on.
yeah,
Can we agree that 2 items does not a trail mix make?
2
I,
items.
I say you have to have 4. That seems like a bare minimum. 4.
Yeah. I'm looking at this one. It's got the honey roasted peanuts,
Mhm.
M&Ms, M&M peanut butter candies. Oh, so they get away with there's 2 candies in
2
here.
M&Ms.
There's 2 M&Ms.
And is there a 4th one?
There is cocoa almonds.
Well, see,
So that one has the 4 ingredients. Let me see this one.
I also now I'm starting to worry, like, do I take a trail mix seriously if it's only made up of shit I like, or is it only truly trail mix if there's one thing in there that drives you fucking nuts, like craisins? There's craisins and everything, raisins. I don't love cashews. I I'll eat them if I have to, but in a trail mix, I'll pick them out. Is it a real trail mix if there's not at least one item you're annoyed is in there?
So yes, there are 4 items in the spicy nuts and Cajun sticks.
Thanks for waiting me to stop talking so you could just talk without reflecting on my
You
question.
got spice. I bow to your authority. I don't need to respond. You
Well,
put it out there. You know, it's like
Mike, this is radio. They don't see you on the floor bowing to my genius. They don't see your tears welling up with pride when I say
yeah.
something.
So this one had spicy seasoned peanuts, corn nuts,
Hmm.
crunchy kernels,
Oh, I like those.
Cajun sesame sticks,
Yeah, that other one beats this by a mile.
Cajun corn sticks.
But the other one is so good, I feel like it's cheating. It's like just shit I love.
Well, yeah.
Like if you could pick the 4 ingredients, what would they be?
I
Let's
would
give ourselves
include
30 seconds.
yeah, I mean, I would probably yeah. I mean, this peanut butter chocolate was kind of on the money. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the combination of the salt and the chocolate, I mean, that's hard to top, you know?
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I love honey
Raisin.
roasted peanuts. So I'd probably have those in there. I'd probably throw in some raisins. I like raisins.
You can have
Uh,
mine.
maybe some M&Ms. And the almonds in this were very good too.
Ooh, almonds. Okay.
Yeah,
That's good. I was trying to think of a
the
4th.
cocoa almonds.
But when you say you like raisins, you still don't want half of your trail mix to be raisins, right?
Not half, but you want a little chewy with the crunchy. I'm trying to like vary it up, switch it up,
Right.
right?
I understand that, but you
You just want
agree
like
that,
a mouthful of crunch? No.
right. I understand that, but you agree that what I had was way over the top.
Yeah, yeah. I
And let
mean,
me
I
give you
didn't
my fourth,
understand why it was called jelly. What was the raisins were filling in for jelly?
I
I mean,
guess. Yeah.
that was bad advertising. I
Yeah.
mean, raisins aren't
Jelly,
jelly.
jelly made from the fruit that raisins used to be before they fucking ruined them. That's what it should be called.
Uh-huh.
Peanuts, and some shit that was amazing before they ruined them. That should be the name of the trail mix.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with peanuts, regular salted peanuts, the little peanut butter cups. Mike, I'm telling you, you hold it up. It has the.
That's just flat out. I got to look for those. Who makes those?
I don't know. It's in this random trail mix at Wegmans. I'm gonna look tonight. I'm gonna do the research tonight. You wouldn't think it would have the structural integrity of an actual peanut butter cup because again, they're this tiny. They're like, I remember when I was years ago, my sister called me screaming. She caught a mouse in the trap. So I go over to because I'm an amazing brother. I go over there and I look at it. The mouse wasn't even in the trap. It was dead next to the trap. It was so small. I honestly think it was running by and this trap snap, and it just scared it to death, literally.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it and I said, this is the smallest a mouse can be while still being considered a mouse. Then I put my heel on it and smushed. No, I didn't. I'm joking. But these things have the structural integrity of a regular peanut butter cup. You bite into it, your teeth are sinking in through that hard, semi-hard chocolate. You're like, this is amazing. Then it hits this burst of peanut butter that, if we're being honest, you do not get in a regular peanut butter cup because it's so much peanut butter. Whereas this peanut butter, there's a moistness to it. That's not the right word, not wetness. And it just pops. And then, okay, so peanuts, peanut butter cups, peanut M&Ms, and I'm gonna be healthy. I'm gonna go with almonds.
All right.
I feel like I need something to mix it up
Yeah,
better.
yeah. Well, you got all nuts pretty much, nuts and candy. There you go. That's what you want. Nuts and candy. There you go.
Nuts and chocolate.
2 nuts, 2 candies.
Well, I call it more chocolate than candy.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I'm more of an adult if I say chocolate than candy.
Okay.
Maybe we can create.
Say dark. Make it dark chocolate, right? You always see these articles. Dark chocolate is good for your heart.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I walked this. Wegmans has an entire aisle of this shit, and yeah, it's every combination possible. Maybe we should create an egg foo what trail mix. I'm not going to set it up by saying let's have the audience do it because I don't know why I do that every time and I look like a fucking idiot. No offense to our audience, but I don't do shit for podcasts.
People are busy. That's what it comes down to. They're not ignoring you.
I understand.
People have lives.
Same way. I don't do shit.
I can't believe people listen to this show every week.
Yeah. Number one, I can't believe they're listening.
How do they squeeze it in?
When Bill Simmons asked me to do something on his podcast, I don't fucking do it. So I get it. Maybe we can come up with, if we do a trail mix, should it be like a regular trail mix that the two of us can agree on? Or should it be made up of Chinese food as the ingredients?
Ugh, that
sounds
wrong.
Let me get that note. Ugh. Like if you had to pick 4
sound right
that could theoretically be squeezed down to the size of trail mix, something to think about.
I mean, I was kind of disappointed. I thought my Quick Check had a large variety of trail mixes, but they didn't. They had all this other stuff, nuts and things, but not a whole lot of trail mixes. So I don't have the access that you do. I'd have to find another, maybe. Well, yeah, I'm not going to go to, maybe Walgreens has a better, I'll check out Walgreens.
With such access comes responsibility. So
I mean, apparently the kids are going nuts at Walgreens for something called mango gummies. Have you heard of those?
Oh, yeah, I heard that name. What is that?
Gummy mango at Walgreens. Apparently,
drugs, or is it just fucking gummy bears?
Gen Z. It sounds like just gummy bears, right? No,
yeah,
it's Walgreens. It's not a pot.
Yeah, I've never been into any kind of gummy chewable thing.
Yeah, it's a bit much,
It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
Did you see that fucking lettuce I sent you?
Lettuce today?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Yeah, the lettuce looked pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah.
I made my sandwich this morning. Little chicken, cheese, a little mayo. And then I'm sitting there, I'm getting ready. I said, "What? I want some lettuce, but I don't want lettuce to sit in the sandwich for 6 hours or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, why don't I just pop down to the cafeteria, get a salad, but it'll just be like a tiny thing of lettuce. It'll be like 11 cents. Go down there, and yeah, you saw like 8 bins of fucking spinach, no crispy lettuce, no crunchy lettuce, and they usually have it.
Yeah.
What the hell kind of salad bar is this?
Did you make a complaint?
To you, yeah, just now. Are you?
Do they have a complaint box that you could have just anonymously, dropped
No,
in a note? No,
no,
that's too bad.
and they usually have it,
Yeah.
which is so the lettuce wars are back on, Generalissimo.
Well, you must have really kicked yourself when I told you that I was actually going to have egg foo young again this week.
Oh, I had some this weekend, so I'm not sweating it.
I got a fly. I got a menu.
Oh, egg foo young would be my 4th thing.
Okay.
Egg foo young stovetop, bumblebee tuna fish, and scrambled eggs.
There you go.
That's a nice looking menu, young Michael. New fan. What does that say?
New Pan Asian.
New Pan Asian.
Chinese and Japanese.
Wait, that's not the one you were talking about last week.
No, this is actually, this replaced, remember this one? China One.
Kind of one.
China One was the first one to go down.
Don't come in with your China 2 bullshit.
China One didn't make it. So New Pan Asian is the new kid in town.
I'm sorry, can I stop you for 2 seconds?
Yeah.
You said going down. I'm not being gross. Twice this week, I've been on the elevators with someone. They say going down. Without thinking, I say something silly like as always or something like that. And then all of a sudden I realize, wait a minute, are they going to think I'm being right? It happened today.
Yeah, I mean,
and yesterday going down. I
to
said,
me, that sounds like you have self-esteem issues.
I don't know what, I think I was just thought, but it happened twice. And as soon as I said it, I was like, wait, are they thinking I'm being, I don't want to.
Why don't you go into the monkey song?
What's the monkey song?
I'm going down, going down. That song. I love that song.
Oh, I thought you meant like about monkeys or something.
Yeah. No, the band.
I mean, last time we brought up the monkeys, your buddy Julie made me look like a fool. Don't think I've forgotten the taste of that.
You're still sore from something? Anyway, but
no, I'm not mad at her. I'm mad at myself because I feel like an idiot for getting that wrong about who sang Daydream Believer. But so it's not her fault. I'm just Trent, what do you call it? You yell at somebody else because of your own fault. Which is my new thing.
What's that?
But so I feel like, I wonder if they were like, wait, was he trying to be gross?
No.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Back to whatever you were saying.
So yeah, I'm going to try out the new place.
Well, why didn't you just keep going to the one you liked?
Well, I don't want to keep eating egg foo young every week. But I felt like, I'm covering, I want to get full coverage of my town. So this is a new restaurant has thrown its hat into the ring.
Let's hear it. Walk us through it, brother.
Check it out.
Slow down.
The interior was nice. They spiffed it up pretty nice. So they did put in the effort. They didn't just get behind the old counter.
Get to the egg foo young.
Yeah, the egg
Nobody
foo
fucking
young.
cares.
I think you would have loved the gravy. It was the heavy. It was that heavy gravy where it's like it's barely pouring. It's like barely liquid.
How brown? How was it? Light?
It was the light brown. I mean, I know what you like. It looks like that stuff you get in a jar. The turkey gravy, right? That's what
all this time. It's turkey gravy that I love.
But anyway, so the gravy was thick. The patties were maybe a little smaller than last week's, but they were dense. I mean, they were heavy. No rice. They forgot to throw the rice in.
That's
the menu. Yeah, well, couple goofs on this week's. So they have a couple knocks. I mean, it's their first time, so there's a couple young guys behind the counter. Give them a little time to get their act together. They're new.
Well, that learned the hard way.
Yeah, but no rice. I didn't call back and complain.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little.
I didn't want to be a jerk, but yeah, no rice. check this out. This is look at this. This is a first. In lieu of my preferred homemade rice noodles, I did get hot and sour soup. Packaged,
Prepackaged.
prepackaged. It's like
No good.
At least the other ones came in the other, like the
No,
the
sir.
wax paper container, and it looked
This
like
place is just fucking up, Mike.
But now they're coming, and guess who it is? It's Golden Bowl.
Oh,
Golden
Golden
Bowl.
balls.
You know who Golden Bowl is?
David Beckham.
No, they're Big Fortune Cookie.
Oh.
Big Fortune Cookie is now becoming Big Fried Noodles.
Big fried noodles.
Or they call
Is
them
that the name of the Big Fortune Cookie Company?
They call them crispy chow mein. Have we been calling it the wrong thing all this time?
I think
Anyway, they call it crispy chow mein.
I think we're right.
So that was a point off. The hot and sour soup was great. Really, really hot. So thumbs up on that. The patties, we talked about this. There were 3 dense patties. I didn't eat all day. So I was fairly hungry. I had one, it was good. Then I wanted to have one without gravy, which is probably blasphemy to you.
Well, I mean, it happens.
And I think I may like it without gravy better. I mean,
better?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, I know it's a mind blower.
About how great
I know this is a mind blower.
That is a mind.
But I don't know. It's tasty enough. I got the same house special egg foo young, so it had ample shrimp in there, pork, chicken.
That's like a cake without the icing.
Well, when the cake is moist and tasty, the icing maybe just gets in the way.
What even prompted you to do that? Like
because it looks so good. Gravy. It looks so good without gravy.
All right, I've had it without gravy. It's fine, but it's not, like when you make a sandwich, you do it without gravy.
Yeah.
But,
so, I mean, the second patty looked even better than the first patty. I was a little concerned because they were kind of really smashed together. And I'm like, am I going to tear this thing apart just trying to extract one? It didn't happen. Also, here's a first. I think this is the first time I had this happen. The patties had some juice at the bottom of the container. Is that a good thing?
Seen that?
Not really. No.
It's like grease or condensation, right? Like,
yeah.
I feel like I've always seen it at the bottom.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, some more than others, depending on how greasy they are.
I think mine were. Yeah, I think the ones I've always had have not been that greasy that there was grease at the bottom of the container. So that was different. I got some what else did I get? I got some steamed dumplings. They were on the money.
Were there teenage boys at your apartment needed to be fed? How much food are you? Wow.
No, I'm gonna have another meal.
Come over from the high school?
No, I've got extra. I've got leftover dumplings and leftover egg foo young for tomorrow. I'll get 2 meals out of it. And it was some sort of special deal. Like I ordered, and then the guy's like, "Oh, we're running a special this week," and then he cut off a couple bucks. So,
well, let's start rating it against last week's. What would you say? Because I thought you were going to say you liked it more because of the gravy, but then you liked it without the gravy. So my mind is just spinning.
I would say overall last week was better.
But it sounds like the patties were preferable this time,
the patties weren't. I mean, maybe you would have liked it. You like a dense, greasy patty. Doesn't sound good.
Don't say it like that, Mike.
But I'll say today's were dense. I mean, they were heavy. I should get like a little scale.
You know what? I like these things heavy sometimes. You know what I love sometimes though? When they're so light and spread out more. Like sometimes you can see the pork, little bits of pork, chunks of pork clinging to the egg around it, and you can kind of see through it. You ever get that one?
No, I haven't got the translucent egg foo young.
That's good too. That one gets crispier on the edges.
Yeah, well, I like the crispy edges. These today had crispy edges. But I just have to say, overall, last week's experience was just I have to say that's probably the best Chinese place in town now,
All right.
and it's like out of reach. It's inconvenient for me, of course, you know, which is probably a good thing. I won't be going there that much.
So this is two good egg foo young experiences in a row.
Yeah, and I just saw on the menu they have you know, they have I mean they have sushi, but that's not my thing, but they have pad thai as well. So I could even get pad thai there, which I like. So yeah, I
Are
give a
we getting
thumb
egg foo young next week?
I give a thumbs up. No, I think I'll take a break. It's two 2 weeks of egg foo young is yeah, I gotta start walking more. I started walking. I feel better. Just, you know, I've got like a little loop. I go for a half hour.
Mm-hmm.
If you know, if I'm feeling ambitious, I'll go for you know, 2 of those. Get
That's
an
about a mile and a
hour's
half.
get an hour of walking in. I see some of my neighbors out there. I give the heads up. You
Mm-hmm.
get some weird reactions from neighbors though. Um, like I was walking up this sidewalk, and I generally do cross over the street at the end of the block, and these 2 kids were coming towards me,
Mm.
and
Other
I didn't
side of the
cross up.
street, boys. I don't want no trouble.
No, I didn't cross over because of them. I was at the end of the block. I was going to cross over anyway, but I did get
Doesn't prove
I'm so
anything to us, Mike.
I got a big rousing sorry. I'm like, well, I, I didn't even like acknowledge that. You know, there's nothing to apologize. You know, I was walking across the street eventually anyway. I wasn't walking across in fear.
Hey, but they better not start shit.
Maybe,
That's the thing.
yeah, this guy wasn't, it was a young kid. You know, it wasn't particularly intimidating. So I felt bad that he had to apologize, you know. Um,
Get 'em.
but you know, I get, you know, how you doing from most people I pass. Some people don't acknowledge you at all. Teenagers, right? You know,
Jerks.
they're in their own little world. So, you know, you give them some slack.
That's fine. Let them
But
let them do their thing. No
I
problem.
saw a mom and her baby. I saw a dad and his baby today. So it's nice to see your neighbors out and about.
I got to start going to the gym in my building.
Hmm.
And the pool's going to be opening up soon. Let me bring up something real quick since we're talking about health and we're men of a certain age and our audience might appreciate this.
Uh-huh.
I thought when I hit this age, my urine stream,
Oh no, here we
can I
go.
just call it piss stream,
Uh-huh.
please? I'm not going to say pee because I'm not 70
Yeah,
years old.
right.
Would be, you know, dribble, 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 dribble. The
Hmm.
last year or so, my stream has been like a like
Uh-huh.
when I was a 12-year-old boy, just like,
Hmm.
you know, just secretariat, just
Are
it's
you
been
holding it longer? I mean, are you getting into this little
no, I'm going more
uh-huh,
because I have this thing where I just
middle of the
pound.
night? You got the middle of the night thing going?
I'm on a like I'm always on the way to the bathroom. That's my situation, kind of. I'm
Okay.
at the age I'm at the age and the stage now where like instead of like I'm gonna get up and go to the bathroom, I'm like, well, while I'm up, I might as well go to the bathroom because I'm
Hmm.
probably gonna have to go. So I'm pissing more frequently, but my stream is magnificent.
Okay.
Uh, I don't know what that's from.
Are
Is
you
that something
taking
to be
something to
encouraged
head
about?
off? Are you taking something to head off prostate problems?
Mm-mm. I mean,
Okay.
all I take on a daily basis is allopurinol, freak
Uh,
out. Uh, but it's been magnificent.
you have
Did
to
you
take
start
that
that
even
when you
after
were?
you stop drinking? I
Oh,
thought, what's that?
oh, you're gonna peel. You're gonna peel that shit off. I'm never not taking allopurinol.
Really?
I'll,
Okay.
I'll, I may drink again. Uh, at some point.
I'm not encouraging you, but I thought
Oh,
that was
you said, would you please start
hand in
drinking?
hand. I thought the drinking brought on the gout.
It's part of it, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But if you can control it like everything else, and now that I have the
Hmm.
allopurinol uh pumping, I've had like a 2 kegs worth of allopurinol in the last year or
Uh-huh.
two. But but yeah, the stream has been magnificent.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to hear that's.
Do you have any experience over your last decade or so?
No,
You're a little older than me. I don't want to throw in your
no,
face, but
but now that we're in the gutter, I might as well.
that's
I
not the
hint.
gutter.
No,
Hold on, that's like
no,
men's
you're
urine.
right. It's bodily function. It's
That's
bodily
what old men
function.
like us talk
Yeah,
about, Mike.
no, we talk about the degradation of the body as you age. And I brought up something on the best show last night. The people don't, I think it's a subject that, I mean, ED is sort of out in the open now. They've got prescriptions for that and so on.
That's not
But
new, Mike.
but no, it's not new. But it's it wasn't discussed openly before.
What'd y'all
But
say last night about it?
well, I was talking
Oh, oops,
about
I didn't listen.
when I was working at Masses, it was older guys, retirees and so on. So they're a little ahead of the curve for me.
Yeah.
But now I'm sort of getting to the age where, all right, I remember these conversations and what they were talking about. One of my coworkers used to refer to what happens to the aging penis as the bird's nest.
Oh,
So you got the visual
I
where
got it.
it's not so much shrinkage, which was a famous Seinfeld episode, but I call it withdrawal from the world,
Ouch.
where
Oh,
where you've reached the age where the work should be done down there, the reproduction work should be done.
to quote Ted Kennedy, Mike, the work is never done.
That appendage is sort of like it becomes sort of just for urinary function. And so it's sort of withdrawal. I call it withdrawal from the world. And I've
Yeah.
never heard anybody talk about it. I mean, my father was much older than me, and I had to help him out every once in a while in the shower. I never saw his penis; it was gone. It was like might as
Mouse
well,
went back in the house.
might as well have. Maybe he had an innie. You have an innie by that age.
Well, plus when you get older, does the hair just keep growing? So it looks like, does the pubic hair just make it,
Yeah, yeah. I still have pubic hair. That's the nest. I'm trying to give you the visual
I
of
mean,
what.
I've been watching what my testicles, if we're using scientific terms, like you with the appendage, my testicles, the way they've gone for distance over the last decade or so, in terms of like dragging the ground.
Well, that
Hair
was
would probably
also that
do the
was
same.
also a constant comical trope in the bar. Where do you get, these guys are always talking about, hitting the water and stuff, you know. Uh,
Yeah,
so
I'm getting there.
yeah, we're touching all the bases, I think, but this is a heads up because I think
It's
there's
helpful.
a younger audience that listens to this show.
This is easily the most useful shit I'm going to say across this whole show. I
That
promise
we've
you.
talked about, yeah.
But I guess I'm also full of shit because if I wasn't bragging about my stream, I probably wouldn't have brought it up at all. So, and I have to say about the other thing, so far no problems there, but I'm just waiting for that to fucking go downhill. So,
and the irony is that the women have like the opposite problems. Their stuff starts falling out, prolapse.
Those are called children, Mike. That's how
No,
babies are made.
You wear a prolapse. What prolapse is? That's when stuff starts descending.
Yeah.
And then recently, I don't even know how I come across this stuff. I saw a term
Medical
and I'm like,
journals, Mike.
what's that?
Medical journals.
Well, you have front prolapse, and then you have back prolapse. You know what the nickname is for that?
Terrible.
Rosebud.
Ooh.
Which, thank God Orson Welles isn't still alive, that he didn't have to live to see the day where his famous Rosebud now means an anal prolapse.
Yeah, the women, I don't know how women do it.
Yeah, they have it much harder. Yeah.
How they're able to walk around with those bodies that are doing amazing things, crazy things, scary things.
Their plumbing is much more complicated,
God
and
bless
you got to give them all the credit in the world.
I'll give them some credit, but not all the credit. Plenty of credit. They're not going to be upset with the amount of credit I
They
give.
have to endure
I
so
don't-
much more shit, let's face it.
Yeah, yeah.
Got to be honest.
But
Let's.
but on a positive note, my piss stream has been fabulous.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Congratulations. How many times do you want
Okay.
a pat on the back?
Oh, Mr. Jelly much. Oh, I'm sorry.
I
We
mean,
love talking about what a loser I am every week after week. Now I have something
I
nice to
mean,
say about myself.
I'm glad things are working there. I said that 5 minutes ago.
Well, now I've jinxed it, and it's probably fucking gonna fall off with the train.
Uh-huh.
Enough dick talk, Mike. Come on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, we get gross every once in a while, and then I get complaints.
We were
People
medical.
complain,
Hey, these are
Mike,
medical
why?
things we're talking
Come
about.
on, this show is so highbrow. Why go lowbrow? I
Fuck
get
that.
it. We don't go lowbrow too often, but
This is
again,
medical advice.
this is life. This is life throws stuff at us, and we're just casual observers.
We're not highbrow enough for you. Bye bye.
Back to more business stuff. How's that egg foo what Monopoly game going?
Not as good as I'd hoped.
Well, here you go. I mean, one guy handed it to you. Didn't you see that there was a comment on Instagram? A guy said instead of naming the properties, make those items from the Chinese menu. There it is. The board fills itself out.
Why are you yelling at me?
Just say,
Why are you screaming at me?
this guy handed it to you.
Well, I didn't see it.
You didn't see it? Okay.
Well, that's not a real. If it's just Chinese food, for what it should be more like specific things about us and Chinese food. I would think.
No, just
Like, what's a trope? What's a running joke?
no. That's
Just
where
Chinese
it gets.
food. That's just Chinese food.
That's where it gets complicated. That's why I said, keep it simple.
Oh, when things get a little complicated, we should always quit.
Well, for a
Maybe
board
that
game,
folk song.
I mean, people just want to sit down and relax. So you'd have, instead of boardwalk, you'd have that'll be your soup options.
Well, I was so fucking crazed with churning out all the content for this week, I kind of forgot about Monopoly. If I'm being honest.
Well, I saw the comment and I was like, yeah, that's it. That's all you need. The board fills out. And then you've got the other ones. You can put in for the community chest or jail and
Obviously, Egg Foo Young would be Boardwalk.
right, yeah. That could be egg foo young. And yeah,
Maybe.
one could be with pork, one could be house special. Boardwalk, I guess, would be house special for me.
Maybe the chance and community chest, that's where the actual Egg Foo what stuff comes in.
Yeah.
What would the railroads?
Railroads, that could be something.
That's what I'm asking.
I don't know. Railroads could be that's like you have to pay when you land on a railroad, right?
Well, it is Monopoly, so yeah.
Yeah, well, some of them you
There's
get money.
4 of them. There's 4 of them.
Isn't there one where you get money?
Yeah, if you own the property.
No, on some of these, the community chest, you get money
Oh,
for that.
sure, yeah. It's like you won a beauty contest.
So for the railroad, it could be how much did Greg get stiff? So that's usually like $50.
How much money has Greg lost throughout this what project?
So yeah, the penalties will be stuff like that.
All right, I'll go back and reevaluate. Maybe I'll acquiesce with this, make it foods, and then actually what specific shit for the railroads and the cards and electric and the utilities.
Yeah, and back on your viral video ideas. I see people, and it's not hard what these people are doing, and somehow it gets a million hits. Somebody left out a Big Mac for a year, and then did a video on the Big Mac she left out for a year. A million people wanted to see it. Here's one that's probably fairly easy: is to, just, and you seem to be in a prime spot for this. Somebody spent $7 for an apple. So all it was just, showing the receipt for $7 for an apple. And, and then of course everybody gets outraged, and next thing you know, a million views,
Well, I did that 2 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
No, no, not a million views. Did you see that one? It was funny. The receipt.
What was the food?
Like, I can't remember. Was it McDonald's? I think it was McDonald's. Like, small fries and a Big Mac, $11,000.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because people are posting, "Oh, it's Biden, the economy." It's like
Mm-hmm.
you're at the fucking, whatever. So,
well, we've documented your Chinese takeout and how you've been getting squeezed. Squeezed. Guess what I'm going to talk about now?
motherfucker.
Poor guy. I mean, I had no idea going into last week's show how you felt about Squeeze, but of course you got to get worked up, and
I
you
didn't get worked up.
Yeah, well, you
You tried to compare them to the Beatles. Come on.
No, or the Kinks, sort of British pop groups, you know. So yeah, I mean, in the 80s, their lyrics are very good, catchy. So I
I've
pulled it
never
up.
heard a Squeeze song that I was like, wow, I loved. Yeah, that album was in every fucking dorm room in my college the whole time.
There you go. Because there's great songs on there.
Let's hear them. Hold on. Let's list them out.
Goodbye Girl. I mean, I know you probably like the Neil Simon play more.
Yes.
Slap and Tickle, Another Nail in My Heart, Pulling Muscles from the Shell. If I Didn't Love You, Is That Love? Tempted, Black Coffee in Bed. It's a solid from head to toe.
But
I'm not saying you have to go deep. Just get.
Well,
you have to get
I don't
this.
know why. I don't know why it's inconceivable that I wouldn't like them. I mean,
well, I mean, it seems like it's in your wheelhouse. It's not like I'm asking you to like Slayer or Metallica.
hey, guess what? Let me blow the wig off your face right now. I never loved Nirvana. I said it.
Okay.
I'm at the perfect age where that should have been my band.
Uh-huh.
Never cared for them. Don't hate them.
Uh-huh.
Wish them well. Same as Squeeze. I'm not breaking into the bank trying to take their money
Uh-huh.
because I hate them so much.
Well, you went on a little tirade about Reality Bites. Is that the movie that has it or something?
Oh, but I was wrong. That was my Sharona, right? In the gas station.
Oh, I never saw that movie. So I can't verify. Sorry.
Okay.
But anyway,
it's not like I said I don't like pizza or the Beatles. I don't like Squeeze. I don't know why that's like crazy.
It was just you could have just said like, yeah, they're not. I'm not into them.
Yeah, but you set it up like you're putting them against the Beatles.
I literally had no idea. I've never heard you say one word about Squeeze.
But you know that comparing them to the Beatles was going to be crazy.
Well, I set it up that I saw somebody on Twitter say that. I didn't say it myself. I said I thought of you when I saw somebody mention that, and then I was like, wow, yeah, I never heard you say one thing about them one way or the other, so I was curious. And you gave us your opinion, and
to me, they're not
the
even
public
like
responded almost
to
uniformly.
Me, I don't know why there's
like
some
Tom
automatic...
Petty, you're trashing at Tom Petty. It was similar, not quite as harsh, but
I know more Petty songs to shit on. Squeeze, I only know the singles, the big hits, and I hate them. I don't want to say it because I don't want to get people upset.
Yeah.
Petty has more of an oeuvre for me to shit on with authority. Squeeze, I'm trying to be respectful and say, I just don't like their music.
And then I saw a great opportunity. Dave Davies was weighing in on different bands. He weighed in on Boston's More Than a Feeling. He liked that song. And then he weighed in on the Cars, and he said he liked the Cars. So in a comment, I asked what he thought about Squeeze. and yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get a response. I mean, that would have been...
He only answers me.
That would have been so great if I got a response and I could have just like rubbed your nose in it.
Can I be honest?
It would have been hysterical.
If you got Dave Davies to scream at me about Squeeze, I'd have been upset. I'd have been depressed.
Okay.
If you'd gotten him to say, fuck this Greg asshole, he sounds like a loser, I got to be honest, I would have cried.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry your plan didn't come to fruition, and he doesn't hate me yet. But yeah, the squeeze thing, I saw some comments on
Uh-huh.
YouTube, and I got to say, I was really surprised at the amount of like vitriol about squeeze, or the level of anger about squeeze.
They're a beloved band. I mean,
I understand that,
yeah, okay.
but they're not Bluey, the cartoon dog in Australia. I mean, I don't know.
What the hell? Yeah, I'm out of the world of young people and Bluey. Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing Bluey and actually walking through Walgreens. I saw an
Well,
aisle had Bluey. Is Bluey the new toy of the du jour?
it's a cartoon, which I think
Oh,
is
it's a
actually
cartoon.
ending. Let me tell you something.
Uh-huh.
Uh, with my goddaughter and her two siblings a couple years ago, I got sick and tired of hearing about this Bluey motherfucker. Bluey this, Bluey that.
All
The
right.
father farts. They call them fluffies. That on and on and on and on.
Uh-huh.
Finally, I'm hanging out and I get sucked into watching one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, long story short, I love Bluey.
Really?
If you watch 2 minutes of Bluey and don't fall in love with this motherfucker and the whole family, because and most of it is the father farts and they call it fluffies, and it's
Okay.
adorable. Then you have no heart, no
Isn't that
brain.
the thing with the blue people? What were they called?
Blue Man Group? No, these are cartoon
I don't
dogs.
know. What was the dwarves?
Smurfs?
Serfs, the serfs, Smurfs, serfs,
Serfs were slaves in Russia.
Smurfs.
Smurfs.
That's the Smurfs.
Um,
Then there were the Teletubbies. Were you exposed to that when you were a nanny? What was the go-to
well, I was
when you
never
were
a nanny.
Manny? Well,
He
I
literally
thought
wrote the book, and you can't get
I,
it.
I thought I
Nah,
said Manny.
the only thing that the kid loved on a like we had to watch it daily basis was Curious George.
Okay.
That was our slice. That was our
Yeah, I know I mean,
loves
he's an
George.
oldie that was revived, right? I mean, he
Curious
was a
George.
yeah, Curious George was around when I was a kid. I
Yeah,
think he
well,
was
in the story, like they were escaping Germany with the like as Hitler's chasing them on his bike, he had the original drawings and stuff, and I think
yeah,
that's
I
part of the
can't
legend.
remember the Curious George storyline. I don't know that I was ever a fan,
I
but
wouldn't call
I
it a
know it go
storyline.
I know it goes
Just
way
George.
back.
It's funny, George. Like every episode is George doing another job. Like this week, George is a plumber.
Uh-huh.
George is an architect. I mean,
Yeah.
how are we letting this monkey take all these jobs?
He's a Renaissance monkey.
But Bluey, treat yourself. Watch the little 7 minute episodes,
Seven
and you don't
minutes.
have to.
Wow.
And you don't have to admit it on air
Mhm.
afterwards. You will fall in love with Bluey. He is
Cartoon
unacceptable.
Network. Where can I find Bluey?
Oh shit, I don't know. It's just always online somewhere.
Okay.
I think it
All right.
originated in
Yeah,
Australia.
I'll look online.
I mean, come on, farting dogs.
Okay. Yeah.
The
All right.
dog farts and the family fault. They love it.
Okay. So it's fart jokes. All right.
Well, it's not the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing.
I saw.
And you don't have to admit to us that you loved it, but I'll know.
Uh-huh. I saw you, one of your boys, Liam Gallagher, on Instagram doing fart jokes in front of a bunch of kids. It was a bunch of kids. He had a little audience with kids. I'm like, okay, maybe
He did. I didn't see that.
yeah, check it out. Kind of amusing. Gets into a little,
He,
some
he is
fart.
he, he is somehow a funny motherfucker. You wouldn't think so.
He is pretty funny. Definitely funny than his brother.
Well, his brother's funny. Sometimes I think Liam's funny without meaning to be. Like I don't know if
Yeah, he's a loose cannon. Yeah,
he's a little loose cannon.
yeah.
No, when he says something funny, you assume there's a bit of thought in it.
Uh-huh.
Liam, you assume at any minute he's going to say something horrifying or funny or.
Have you? I saw you were sort of indicating that you were watching that Bon Jovi documentary.
I
That
made
was,
it to the. Let me preface
yeah.
this. 20 years ago, maybe
Hmm.
he put out some documentary. I don't know why I watch these Bon Jovi documentaries.
So,
Uh,
you got a thing
and
for him, huh?
the whole thing was. Let me say this. I don't like Bon Jovi's music,
Hmm.
but I don't hate it. I get it. When Living on a Prayer comes on,
Yeah,
we're in a group. I'm singing right along.
yeah. It's an
And
anthem.
It's an anthem. I don't begrudge him his success or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always seemed like a nice,
Mm-hmm.
earnest guy. I always root for him like as a human.
Mm-hmm.
But that documentary 20 years ago, it was an hour and a half of him trying to explain to you how hard you don't understand. This is like running a corporation. Just
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
you don't, these guys, they're just playing music. I got all this, and it's like on and on and on. He like really wanted you to know how hard he worked.
Yeah.
And I remember this for 20 years because
Yeah.
so I don't know why I started watching this fucking thing. And it is 4 hours
You
of
made it
this
to the
guy.
end?
I made it to the end.
Uh-huh.
4 hours of this guy desperately wanting you to know how hard he's worked to earn his success. Yada, yeah. I'm like,
No, the angle I think that made it a little different. Yeah, I mean that's early on, maybe in
it's
the first.
exhausting. He does it the entire fucking time.
No, no, but then he turns it into the whole thing, and
well, then it becomes Richie, and then his surgery. I'm like,
well, that's it. He turned it all into this medical drama.
Yeah,
and
it took a while to figure out. I'm like, what is he?
Well, that's it. That's what happens. Like, you know, at a certain point, he's just talking about I'm going to have the surgery, and I'm like, what? Did I miss something?
Yeah, exactly.
Did he get diagnosed with cancer?
Yes, I kept assuming I missed something.
I thought I missed something too.
Hospital,
and then yeah, no,
because
I thought he got a death sentence. He got a death sentence.
He says has this layer of like, oh my god,
and he's got to have some sort of procedure done on his vocal cords. And I'm like,
so
wow,
like, that's it. Like,
yeah, he's my age, early 60s, and God forbid the world be deprived of more Bon Jovi music.
He's really remarkable in that here's a guy that was incredibly successful from an early age, looks like he looks, so
yeah,
and yet he seems to have this insecurity that I don't know if he thinks people don't take his music seriously because of shitheads like me who turn a nose up at it. But yeah, it was just like a constant look how hard I have to do this. I'm like, nobody gives a shit. No kid ever opened up an album. Oh, I bought this solely because I know how hard they worked on it. Like, I appreciate it. He works hard.
Right.
You only have to say it once. I can see it. He is always busting his ass, but it's a constant, oh, you don't even know what I go through. It's like nobody wants.
I think there's two things at play. I think one, they had the timing was not good. Even though, you know, their origins were the Jersey Shore scene and all of that, it just happened that they hit it during the hair band era. So I don't know. I think it fits. You look at some of the hairdos;
they seem very natural and okay with the hair stuff.
I mean, if anything, I'm watching
infighting over that.
I'm watching this thing, and the hairstyles are changing scene to scene. I'm like, is there any bigger rock cliche than rock hair? I mean,
which they were great at. He was great.
Oh no, I mean they were beloved. They were beloved figures. I'm not saying they weren't beloved, but I think there's some, some background guilt over that, and then also living in the shadow of Springsteen, who, he had him come on for a couple quips. He's got to get the blessing.
But like, how long I can understand that when he's in his 20s, but
right. Well, no, it continues.
You've done what you've done.
Springsteen's got 10 years on him, so he's the elder statesman of New Jersey, and Bon Jovi is just
I know that if you're not a big Bon Jovi fan, you probably shit on him. And again, as I watch this, I'm like, and he does this amazing. I've known this for 20 years. He was on. He does this amazing work with feeding people.
Yeah, they showed a little of that.
Homes. He does amazing shit, more than I'll ever fucking do.
Yeah, well, he's got a lifestyle. He can do that. So he's giving back. That's a nice thing. Yes,
he seems to be.
But he's also making you clear that you see everything he's doing. So he's patting himself on the back. So I'm watching this thing. I don't even know really their history. I literally just ignored them from the get-go. When I heard I'm a cowboy, ride on a what on
Come
a
on, Mike. This is why we
steel
rehearse.
on a steel. That was like one of the dumbest lyrics I thought I ever heard in my life. And that song was one of those unavoidable songs.
Oh
And I
yeah.
wasn't even trying to find it, and it would just keep popping up, and I'm like, oh, here's that dumb lyric again.
Yeah.
So I did have a little bit of that animosity, but they were easy to ignore for me. I mean, my
Yeah.
friends weren't into them, so it
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
an
fine.
issue.
Like I'm sure I laughed at their music or
Uh-huh.
whatever. But it's fine. It's like I'm
Uh-huh.
happy for him, but it's so exhausting. And then you get to Richie,
That's
and I don't
the
know
only
about
thing I
you,
had.
but
Richie was the only thing I kept looking forward to, because he's gonna like sort of deflate some of, he doesn't get half as much time as John Bon
but
Jovi.
then he didn't really say anything. So at the end, I'm like, we're getting to the
Well,
end.
yeah.
Like, are we sitting like again? I'm like, I must have missed like
Uh-huh.
an entire chunk of something
Uh-huh.
because I'm like, are we supposed to believe that 10 years after the incident,
Uh-huh.
Bon Jovi like still doesn't really know why Richie left the band? I'm like, it's still like I don't think, gee,
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot that was left out, and
part two coming.
I think John had more of a controlling interest than Richie, obviously. So you only get a smattering of Richie, but it's like you look forward to it because he's somewhat critical, of John. I don't, and he appears like he's like the villain of the piece. It's all building.
Obviously, Bon Jovi controlled this entire
Oh
dive.
yeah, yeah,
And it's
obviously,
fine because he is the
yeah.
whatever it's worth, he is the CEO, president.
Uh-huh.
He's in charge.
Yeah.
And it'd be fine if Richie said, I just got fed up with that, fuck it. And I don't even know if he did that.
Well, he says, that it was family issues, that it just reached a limit, and he couldn't do the family stuff and the band. So he walked out, which is, that's a shitty move. In the middle of a tour. Neil Young did that once, but
But then they keep the tour. They
uh
keep going.
well, yeah, no, I mean, there's so the tickets are sold, so I mean, there's business. You can't just, well, you
But,
could, but they wanted to obviously have the benefits of the ticket sales.
well, I understand that. But if you're a
Uh,
Bon Jovi fan and you're before the show, they go, ah, shit, you know what? There's no Richie tonight.
no, you're right. That was,
Would you'd be like, oh shit, all right, I'll come back when Richie's here. It's like, oh, playing the part of Richie tonight is this guy.
mm,
And I guess it sounds like they pulled it off or whatever, but it's like the same thing happened with remember that Gene Simmons reality show?
yeah, I
Uh
couldn't watch that.
Simmons Family Jewels. There was some show and Paul Stanley has a seizure before the show or something. He has to go to the hospital.
Mm,
And Gene goes out in his full makeup and he's got his I guess it's a bass guitar. I don't know.
yeah.
And he goes to the crowd, I'm sorry, Paul can't he's in the hospital. Gee whiz, he can't be in the show tonight. And the crowd's concerned. Oh shit. All right. Oh man.
Uh-huh.
But before they can leave, Gene's like, but I think his fans would want us to go on with the show. And there's 50,000 people like, oh, I guess
Who's gonna?
so. And what are you gonna
G,
do?
Jeans sang all the songs.
I don't know.
Uh,
Well, then like the show starts and then it cuts away. I don't know what
oh,
happened.
okay.
But 50,000 people looking at each other like, oh, uh, I
Yeah.
guess,
Right.
Gene
Yeah.
Simmons is staring at you. And so it's like this. I'd have been perfectly fine going, I mean, I'm sure I would have bitched about it. Oh, fuck, I
Uh-huh.
got away. But they just go on with the tour with this guy. Who was this guy? Who also had the great quote. I think I tweeted this. This is the new guitar player. He's like, because we're a family. This band is a family. Like, this is our house. And then he goes, and you're in this house.
That's like a rock documentary cliche, right? When a new guy comes in at the end of the thing, and he's got to be all pumped up.
Yeah. Well, so he's like, so
Like the
what? So I'm
thing's
like,
just limping
so,
along to its end, and this guy comes in and he's full of vim and vigor.
oh, this is our house, and
Yeah.
you're in the house. So
Yeah.
then I'm like, well, so we're all in the house? What kind of us against them thing is it? It's
Uh-huh.
like we're all just in the house eating, uh, cherry bonbons and being warmed by the fire.
Well, I think they may have remarked on it like once, but a big part of Bon Jovi's appeal was to young ladies, young girls.
Of course.
You know, he was the Taylor Swift of his era, so his fan base was, I would say, I don't know the percentages, but I would say it was significantly more women than men. Um,
I'll say two things about him. Number one, I mean, with a staunch record of heterosexuality,
uh-huh.
as far as I try, that was a good. I mean, that was a good-looking dude,
Mhm.
and whatever shit words he was singing, he could sing. Like, he takes it seriously,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and he hits whatever notes he wants it.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, he can sing. And but yeah, what a good. I mean, John Bon Jovi in like 1985. That's tough to beat in terms of like "Hello, Ladies," which makes it even funnier. They try to. He came out because his wife and he had been together for like 40 years basically,
Mhm.
and he's like, I wasn't a saint during those tours. It's like,
Yeah,
I,
I saw
come on.
that quote and then I look back, I wasn't sure when that appeared. That appeared he said that after he said he was married? Because they
Yeah, I
were
think he came out with, and then like the wife like didn't show up at some event to celebrate the movie, so they're
Oh, really? Okay.
like she just found out there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
possibility
Right.
that her boyfriend, 1985 John Bon Jovi,
Right.
may have slipped up a
Yeah.
time or two. Which I'm
I mean,
sorry, I know this makes me an asshole,
uh-huh.
but if you're John Bon Jovi, that is a gauntlet to get through.
Right.
Of
Well, I think he
I'm
threw
sorry.
out a number. It wasn't an outrageous number. It was hundreds, I think he said.
Even for him being what I
And
think
he's
is a
like, "Well,
decent
I was
guy,
John Bon Jovi." He's like, yeah,
yeah.
hundreds."
Even him being what I think is a pretty nice guy, probably really loved his girlfriend and wife. I'm sorry, the ladies throwing themselves at him, it takes more than a saint.
And here's the thing, it's still going on.
Yeah, I mean,
There have been lifetime fans, and they're keeping that dream alive.
so I just cracked up. They're like, "Oh no, I think
Uh-huh.
Dorothea found out what he
Uh-huh.
said." I'm like, "Oh my God, okay."
Yeah.
So, so anyway, I've just spent 20 minutes screaming about this 4-hour documentary of a band I hate that I sat through.
Uh-huh.
So,
All
but I'm
right,
a
I
big
think I
fan of him, but I can't take another second of him. Oh, you don't know how hard it is. God damn. Can't wait for the next one.
yeah, right. Yeah, no, I thought the structure of it was just boring, and I just rewatched the Grateful Dead documentary, and I think that thing is interesting whether you like that band or not. You know, it's not like they're playing lots of music. I mean, it's just they're
Well, that's the
giving
mark
the
of a great documentary to me. It's like a great
right.
sports documentary. Can you love it even if you don't care about the sport?
Oh yeah,
So that's
yeah,
interesting. Was that
and
real? You posted the picture of the first show? That was first
yeah,
show you.
that was the first concert I ever went to in '77. It was right before I turned 16, so I was 15.
Mhm.
Um, What an experience, yeah. It's
Mom said
like
there's a picture of the first Ramon show I went to out there. I mean, the
probably,
internet's crazy. It's
yeah.
out there.
But, so, yeah, I mean, the structure of the Bon Jovi thing was just irritating where they're going back and forth between the history and then what's going on the latest tour, the last tour in
Yeah.
2022, and
I
it's
wonder if
like,
that started with
we're
The
back
Last
at
Dance. Remember that? They did that 98, 92, 98, 94. Remember that Last Dance? They did that. I wonder if that's how that started. Because I've seen a couple docs since that do that.
uh-huh, yeah, yeah. Could be, yeah. Yeah, it's a way of doing it, you know? But,
Thank you for that dismissive answer, Mike. Thank you.
no, but if you have like sort of limited experience in Bon Jovi, you know, spending half the documentary documenting what's going on, those rehearsals, and like, really, is that the most important part of this story that
Well,
we
plus,
keep, getting updates on where the last tour was? You know, it's just
yeah, I don't know. Like I'm a little more interested to hear more about Tony Bon Jovi or whatever who worked on the first Ramones record. But like other than mentioning him. Like maybe he's also guilty about he did get a bit of a leg up through his family.
Yeah,
But
see, I
again,
didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know his start.
yeah. But
He's got
even then
that
it's like,
humble
well,
story, but it's his cousin.
yeah, but even then it's like, well, all right, well,
Uh-huh.
you proved yourself after that, like that you can
Right. Yeah.
make a ton of money doing your thing. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know. It's just very confusing.
Yeah, it's a
For a
little
young
bit
man like
like
myself. Good looking dude though.
let it be noted.
Oh, there's
Um
John
anyway, I was
Marching.
going to talk about we were talking about the idiotic combination of things. Um
Life
I
and
got a
death.
couple items I want to get to. Uh Oreos is going forward with these all these different flavors they're putting out. The latest one is getting a bad review though.
Sorry, who is?
Oreo cookies.
Oh, right, right. Oh, they're the worst.
Yeah, but well, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel now. They just put out Sour Patch Kids Oreos. So yeah, who wants that? It's like,
Maybe they are our best chance for an egg foo what cookie,
well, you're right. I mean, are you sure they haven't done one already?
right?
But so they keep going along those lines, and I don't know. I'm sure they're just throwing things at the wall now, hoping it sticks. They move on. They don't last very long.
I'm saying, why don't they come up with some sort of machine? You can go down the cereal aisle or the ice cream aisle, get what you want, and at the end, there's a machine that just grinds it all up, mixes up, and makes a cream, and you could make your own Oreo.
That's a genius idea.
Thank you, Mike.
You might want to send them a letter. Here's another weird combo nobody asked for. KFC has debuted barbecue perfume. It's a charcoal. Have you walked through areas and like smelled KFC and like you start sniffing around? Maybe you've been around somebody who's gotten his perfume, Greg.
Well, I've seen they have candles, and I'd be lying if I said I'd never thought about getting because. But you said barbecue?
Well, it's the charcoal and smoked wood. Like somebody having a barbecue, right? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You
If
know
I'm going
that.
to get sent because my love of KFC, it's going to be the original 11 herbs. Why have any other scent? Right?
Yeah. But
You're
here's
the
the thing.
colonel, and all we've fucking heard for 60 years is these 11 herbs and spices, and it does smell amazing. Why would you do anything else?
Guess what it's called? Number 11, Odie BBQ. OD is like, what is that? Odor of? What you're the
Oregonian?
French, you're the French guy.
Is it French?
EAU. EAUDE.
Oh, oh, this is French?
Isn't
It's
that French?
water. Oh, it's perfume. It's eau
Yeah,
de cologne. It's
right.
perfume.
But what does those two words mean?
What is it? Oh, what?
EAU,
Right. I know
O
that.
D
That's
E
water.
D E
Up. Water
of.
of.
Okay, all right.
What's
Water
is there
of
another word?
barbecue.
Oh, so it's basically water or perfume of
Okay,
KFC.
yeah.
But I don't want to. All right, this is pissing me off more than this. I don't understand why they would have any other scent except the 11 herbs and spices.
Well, here's the thing. Tom Ford, which I just know that's a high fashion conglomerate.
I'm listening.
They already have a wood smoked fragrance. So KFC isn't even like you know expanding boundaries here. Although check the difference in price. The KFC perfume goes for $13.82. And the Tom Ford wood smoked fragrance goes for $250.
There you go.
So
That's disrespecting the colonel.
somebody they moved in and they found a new audience, I think. So
I
keep your
want to make sure I have this right. It's what is the flavor again? Barbecue?
well, yeah, they call it barbecue, but it's the experience they're going for is like an outdoor barbecue when you're smelling the meats and that smoky smell.
Because that's how you usually enjoy your KFC. Let's get a bucket and then put
You're
it on the
right.
grill.
It's, I mean, but I guess maybe they even showed some restraint in not making it just smell like greasy chicken.
That's all I want. I want those.
Maybe
I want that weird KFC. If I love KFC, because that's why I'm buying the cologne or the perfume, right?
Yeah.
This is like I'm just randomly. I'm only buying this because I love KFC. I only want that wafting, greasy 11 herbs and spices scent coating me like a bird itself before I'm lowered into the fryer.
Would that make you tipsy with hunger?
Make me tipsy with hunger.
That's what they said. This perfume has its effect on you. It makes you tipsy with hunger.
Let me tell you something though. After that, as soon as we're done here, I'm buying that fucking candle, the KFC candle.
All right, but here's the thing: maybe the women they did some tests, and women don't want to smell like greasy chicken, right? And here's the thing: if a woman wanted to smell like a greasy chicken, guess what she could do?
Go to KFC.
She could take a chicken, put it under her arm. Armpit chicken.
Oh, now we're making the armpit thing a thing.
Get the smell going. Take the chicken out, and now you go out smelling like.
Are you trying to franchise my armpit idea?
Smelling like a greasy chicken.
Are you trying to franchise my armpit butter?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy, but
no, you had a thing there. I think you should keep going with that. Did you know that New York City has a new hero? Have you heard about Cheeseball Man?
Yes, I was going to mention him.
Okay. All right.
I didn't watch this video though.
This is your hero. Okay. What's
Does
that?
he finish the whole thing?
He did it. Yeah, he did it. He had an event at Union Square Park.
Yeah.
Hundreds of people showed up to watch this guy eat one of those giant jars of cheese balls in 30 minutes. And he wears an orange mask. Sort of looks like the cover of that Sonic Youth album, Dirty, with the orange.
Right, yeah.
That orange thing on it. That's what he looks like.
I love that guy. I mean, not enough to actually watch the video, but
here's 100 people. We couldn't get hundreds of people to show up at Union Square Park.
If you shovel,
we did a live event.
Cheese balls in your face, they might.
Is there something you could eat within a half hour that you think we could draw a crowd?
Draw a crowd?
This guy did. How is this guy drawing hundreds of people?
I mean, but that's impressive because I've seen Matt Stoney do that.
And
he's the only person who has ever beaten Joey Chestnut at Nathan's. So that's impressive. And did I read, does he do it? He does it every day or something, right? Is that his thing?
Well, I didn't see that detail. That would be disgusting. I mean, he's a young guy, 22 years old.
I mean, he can hook up with a naked cowboy. They could do an act together.
He's got a flag. They showed him running around with a flag, and he had flyers on the telephone poles in the area. I mean, at the end of it, his comment was, it was the most thrilling experience of his life. So he's 22 years old. I think he can figure it out.
Big fan.
What's going on there?
Anyone
not having a lot of other thrills, and he's got thrills eating a container of cheese balls.
I've never done anything that cool. Anyone who wants to show up in the house, entire thing of cheese balls, my cat is daft. But you know what? When I saw that, didn't Jello Man? Isn't there some connection to cheese balls there? Why was I thinking of him?
This is my first hearing of Mr. Cheeseball Man. Yeah, he's got a costume. He's got a costume. Like I said, he's got the mask. I think he's got. Does he have a cape? I'm assuming he does.
Why did I think their Jello shot friend had some cheese ball thing? No,
not that I'm aware of. No.
Okay, I don't know why I thought like
he was branching out.
I don't know, but yeah, I love that. I hope he keeps doing it.
Okay. Here's a question for you. Are you hearing the sounds of the ice cream man yet? We talked about ice cream earlier, ice cream cakes.
Is this about the app?
Yeah, yeah.
Finally.
I saw that.
Finally. You see that? You're like, wait, where the fuck has this been? How's it 2024? They're just now. You know what? We should tell everybody.
Yeah, well, hey, I think there's lots of different companies involved in the I mean, Mr. Softy, Mr. Softy now has an app in New York that you can track the ice cream truck. Which, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, what took them so long? I mean, they're probably the number one. I mean, when I was a kid, it was Good Humor. What did you
I was
have down in?
I was a Cool Man guy. The fleet of Cool Man trucks were housed behind 100 Metro back in the day. So at
Okay,
any given time, I was like a
was
steps away from a fleet of the
oh, okay. I was just gonna say, were they independent or they had a bunch of trucks? Yeah.
uh no Cool Man truck.
Well,
Don't roll your eyes, Mike.
maybe they were only in Williamsburg.
Oh, excuse me. Not to realize. Okay.
That's
You
why
never
they
heard
have
of Cool
that name.
Man?
That's why they have that name.
With a
You know,
K? You never heard of Cool Man?
it should have been. Yeah, no, I
Oh,
never heard of
don't be
Cool.
bringing your elitism,
Come on,
Mr.
it's
Ivy League
Williams.
ice cream
It's
bullshit in here.
Williamsburg. Cool Man is the only name you could have for an ice cream truck in
Well, there were like
Williamsburg.
100 trucks. Like this
They had
wasn't two
100. Wow. Okay.
hipsters.
All
It
right.
was a real thing.
All right.
It
It's a
wasn't,
big operation.
yeah.
Okay.
But number one, I mean, it reminds me of like, remember a couple years ago, Cracker Barrel announced they had fried chicken. I'm like, how did Cracker Barrel not have fried chicken for 50 years?
Yeah.
But this did remind me of my app. I'll dig it up on Xmas time from like 2007. I had an idea of all pizza places with the pizza by the slice should have a camera so you can see what slices are there before you have to walk in.
No, that's a good idea. And
It's a
I
great
bet
idea.
somebody
You
does
walk
have
in,
that. Yeah.
the guy's standing there, you walk in, you don't see what you like,
Yeah.
but you don't want to turn around and walk out because he's standing there going, well, this guy's a fucking asshole.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to pretend, oh, gee, you know, a phone call, the house is on fire, whatever. But you have a camera, can always see. So you only pop in if you see what you like. No embarrassment, no anger.
I will bankroll this idea to you, Greg. If you can hook us up with a pizzeria or people can, if people know
Test it.
contacts,
We need a test.
let's do a test on this because this, as a single person, I need this. There's a really good, sort of famous Jersey pizzeria near me, and they're famous for their upside down Sicilian pie. Now, I you know I called. I asked if I could get a half. Right, a half is a lot.
Mhm.
No, we only sell full pies. I'm like, really? I mean, that doesn't seem like too much to ask, but so yeah, that place, if they had a camera there and I could see what they've got up,
On
I
the
could just
counter.
go over there. It's a little bit of a trip for me. That is a great idea. So
Thank you.
I would like to make that happen. I will be your, what do they call the people on that Shark Tank?
Shark. You're the shark.
I'm the shark. Okay.
That's right. I come into your tank and you're telling me my idea is beyond genius and you're going to do whatever it takes to make it happen.
And particularly in these metro areas where, yeah, if people are living by themselves, single people, they don't want to have to buy a pie, and so if they could just check this app, hey, looks like they got some good slices over there. And
Oh,
even
they
my
got the
local
chicken and
my
they got the
local Red
Hawaiian
Moon
slice.
place, yeah, they're
Yeah.
expanding. The old days at Red Moon, they had that a slice pie and there was nothing on it, no toppings whatsoever. You just
Tomato pie.
you just had a regular pie. That was it for the slices. But yeah, to their credit, they've joined the 21st century, and you have options. You got sausage rolls. That is a great idea.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, if you can
Yeah,
tell what slices are sitting there before going in and making this awkward thing where shit, if you have to walk out, boom.
and you could even
This was a
call
great
in
idea when I
advance.
thought of it. It's a
Yeah.
great idea now. And thanks to you, it's a great idea that's going to
How
happen.
long have you been sitting on this idea? You've had this for a while.
I'll look it up. I think I posted on Extra Time probably 15 years ago.
Oh wow. Okay. I missed that one, but
Man, I'm gonna feel like an idiot if I can't find it or it turns
no,
out
that's a great idea. I mean, it's like, and you could even call and you can order the thing so it'll be warm enough to stand there waiting
Plus,
for it to heat up.
how easy is it? You just have to have an iPhone, invest in an iPhone, and just park it there, sitting there the whole day. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they can hook it up through their security systems. They all have cameras in these restaurants as it is, so
I'm sure they
hooking
can
up
figure
one
it.
more camera, yeah, it's hardly
Yeah,
a
we need a
huge
test
thing.
pizzeria site.
Yeah, maybe Jerry can get in on us. We'll get a
I didn't
little.
want to bring it. I didn't want to say it.
I'll say
I
it.
don't want to
I'll
presume, but
say
boy,
it,
did he
Jerry.
spring to mind when I thought
If we can bring Jerry in, he'll be the shark. Forget about
someone who can
me.
actually get something done.
And doesn't he have some a relative, I think, in upstate New York with a
We don't want to be
pizzeria?
pushy, Mike. We don't want to
Yeah.
approach.
I mean, we got to bring Jerry in on this. Jerry, you know what to do. Well, he's our number one commenter because he's listening to this at 4 times the speed. We sound like chipmunks, or
Yeah, he's already finished.
he's 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 finished
He's
before
already finished podcast before
the
we
thing
finish.
is fully loaded on YouTube.
Yeah,
But
perfect.
anyway, well,
Great
that's a
idea,
great
though,
idea.
right?
Yeah, no,
Thank you.
I love that idea.
Thank you.
Let's make it happen. Um, that's about all I have. We've had a rollicking time. I think we've covered a lot. You were feeling grumpy in the beginning of the show, and I hope you're feeling less
Well,
grumpy.
I'm a little happier now, thanks to you, buddy.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the whole point of this show. Make us happy. And if we make each other happy, maybe we'll make some other people happy.
Another T-shirt. Look at us.
T-shirt. Oh, speaking of T-shirts, great one. Great. Always
Did
looking
you have
for
a
the.
check for me?
I'm always looking for the segues. Now this was my little.
You are the Segway king. You never make them, but you're good at jumping on them.
This was my "Don't Be Scum" T-shirt.
Like
Very, kind of straight to the point, elegant, right? You like that
nice.
type? You like the typeface?
I love that tag that's threatening to take over the entire shirt. Rip that shit off, dog.
I don't rip the tag off.
It ain't a mattress. They're not going to come arrest you.
Or a pillow. Can you rip the tags off pillows? Just mattresses?
Roll, Mike. You're 62 years old. Roll the dice. 62? Yeah. Boy, you are proud of that T-shirt.
Don't be a scum.
Let the radio people know that he's holding up a T-shirt. Don't be scum. And in 25 years, this may be the most tickled I've ever seen Mike Lisk over something. No, except the time my nose was bleeding. I thought I was bleeding to death, and you sat there eating your pizza, looking at me, laughing the whole time. You were pretty tickled then. I
told the origin story to a couple friends up at my local establishment, and now every time I go in there, I get shouts of "Don't be scum." So I hope I can sell them a couple shirts at least.
How's the merch going at the merch store?
Oh yeah, we gotta bang on it more. It's we've had a couple things.
You're right. I never remember to list it or post it.
Yeah, no. I've been posting a link in the description. But
loud and clear video. I'm on it.
I
totally forgot about it. I haven't thought to. I don't think I've thought to link to it once. Like I totally forgot.
Yeah, who bought the hoodie? Somebody you knew bought the hoodie? I thought you I thought somebody.
I bought it for my nephew.
Did it look fun? Did it look good?
Tell Mike thanks.
Did it look good?
Little shit.
Quality?
Well, he's a teenage boy, so of course he immediately took. I don't know where it is. He's not wearing it. It immediately disappeared.
But you inspected it, right? It looked all right.
I did not inspect it.
You didn't even. Oh, so you just had it mailed directly to him. Oh, I see.
I think he's like, hey, great. He's like, hey, is this from Mike? I'm like, it's from both of us. Fuck this. I'll see if I can get a little photo, little comment, or a review from him. I'll see if I can get.
Yeah, now I want to check the quality control check. I mean, this is just a black T-shirt, but it feels like a quality T-shirt, you know.
Very nice.
So that's happening. Lots of stuff happening. I want to thank everybody for listening. Hit that bell, hit the subscribe button. YouTube won't let us have show our merchandise unless we have 500 subscribers. So we have a little work to do.
Yeah. Everybody do what Mike
Wait,
said. Oh, sorry.
are you following Cheeseball Man on? Is he got social media? Is there any way you can sort of reach out, maybe?
On social media? Yeah,
Well,
probably.
if
Figure
he's
out a
on,
way.
yeah. I mean, you brought
Oh,
in,
you're asking me. Oh,
yeah, you brought in the food champion. I forgot his name already.
Jeff Esper?
Jeff Esper.
Shame on
Yes.
you.
I
Oh,
can't,
you want me to get him on the show?
yeah. If you can
Okay.
get Cheeseball Man,
Well,
maybe.
you're the guy. Well, you're the celebrity. You're the man with
Yeah, I'm
heat
not a celebrity, you know.
compared to me.
You brought in Jeff Esper. He's like known. I'm not known.
That was a shot in the dark. I mean, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah,
That was a
well, that's what I'm saying.
total
Maybe
throw
another
it out
shot
there,
in the
see what
dark.
happens.
We could bring in Cheeseball Man.
He is young. We can't fool him. I'm happy to try it. Of course. I'll try it, but if he gives me a little lip, I'll call you in and you can kind of
Okay.
close.
All right.
I mean, I'm still waiting for my call from Reckless Eric, but that's okay.
All right. Well, thanks to everybody for listening. Hit us up in the comments. We appreciate the comments.
Thanks everybody for listening. Let's make this pizza app happen.
Yes.